Hey guys, what is up? This is going to be how to mod your custom classes for private match. First things first, set your game mode, and then go to options, and then disable custom classes. This is very important. Make sure those custom classes are disabled. Yes, I know we're modding custom class. It's odd, just trust me. But what we want to do is set up the default classes. Now go to default class. Create a main class with the gun that you will remember, and I do recommend writing them down on a piece of paper or a notepad to remember exactly how you had your class set up, including proficiencies, perks, death streaks, kill streaks, and so on. Now, along with creating the default class, what you want to do is copy this class to all the other slots as well. Example, default class 2, you'll copy this to that. It's kind of confusing, yes, I know. And when you go to name it, if you want it to be colored, you want to make sure you include 2 digits before the main name. So example, I'm going to have It's Lupo as a name. Now, because color digits are 2 digits, we want to make sure that we have 2 digits that you don't care about before the main name of your gun. So example, I'm going to have It's Lupo as a color. So I put AA before It's Lupo. The double A's will not show up in game after we're done with this. Now, after you have that all set up, you want to save it to a custom mode of yours. Make sure it's on a USB that you have completely cleared out. That way nothing else from Modern Warfare 3 is on this. Now that you're on the computer, there are a few things that you will need. First things first, being Horizon. And of course, like usual, everything is in the description for you to download. Now in Horizon, hook up your USB or transfer cable. Now this should pop up the Device Explorer, and if it doesn't, try running this as administrator. If it still doesn't, I don't know what to do. But anyway, go to Games, and you're going to look for Modern Warfare 3, and you should have a clean USB you save this on, and only one custom game mode should show up. If there's more than one that shows up, you did not start clean. And there may be a game replay file that is just a recording of the private match or something that you were in. So, on the Modern Warfare 3 custom game mode, we're going to right click, extract file. Now on your desktop, you want to have a original CMR folder and an extracted CMR folder. In the original CMR, you're going to save this one into it. Save on original CMR, you want to open this up. Drag your CMR save into Horizon. Go to Contents, CMR save, right click extract. Go to extracted CMR and save this extracted one in there. Yes, I know it is kind of confusing, but trust me, this is all going to work out. Now in extracted CMR, that's the folder we want to open. Do not worry about the original CMR folder for now. Now you want to open up HXD. If you don't know what this is to edit your weapon values. Now drag in your CMR save into it. Now it's going to look a little confusing to some of you out there, but trust me, it's not too hard. It is actually pretty easy once I explain this to you. So first things first, I want to mod my custom class names to a color. Now like I said earlier, if you want colored classes, those 2 digits come into roll into play here. Now when we edit these, the caret and AAs will not show up in game, so trust me, it's all going to work out. Now what you will need is the color codes for Call of Duty. Now for the AA, I'm going to replace it with caret 4. That's what that little sign is called there. It's called a caret. Now for AA, I'll replace that with caret 4. And in-game, that caret 4 will not show up, and only It's Lupo will in blue now. Now, onto the main task and objective, and this is where it can get a little confusing for some of you out there, so you may want to pay extra attention right now. Now you remember how I said it's important to have what you wrote down in Notepad or a piece of paper and what your classes were set up as? Well, this is where it comes into play. Now, because my original class had an AK-47 on it, that is the first thing I want to change here today. So in the weapon ID list, you will want to look for AK-47. And right there, AK-47 is found. It is 0XA. From about there to there is where your weapons are for your custom class, and for your second custom class, from about there to there is where they start as well. It's not after, it's before, trust me on this. Now anyway, since the AK-47 is already set as a hex offset, we're just going to look for 0A in our hex, the first one of them, because the first 0A is going to be our weapon. If there's multiple instances of the same value after the first one, that might be like a perk or a proficiency. So far, our first 0A, since AK-47 is 0A, right there is our AK-47, and the 01, chances are that is our camo, and the 07 is the heartbeat sensor in which I had on it. So 0A, I want to change that to an M60. and the M60 is already a hex offset. So we're just going to put 22 in place of 0A, and now it becomes an M60. Now, I don't want my M60 just to be a plain no camoed M60. I want it to be gold. So, now since this is not already a hex offset, we will need to convert it. It is very important that we convert this. Now for gold, we're going to take the 13 in hex editor, go to search, go to decimal 13, and then click hex. It'll make it hexadecimal value. Now we're going to take our D, we're going to go to the value before our gun. So I'm going to take that 01, and since D was our gold camo, we're going to do 0D. If it's a single hex value, it's going to come after the 0. So example, if gold was for some reason E, we would do 0E. Single digits have a 0 in front of their place. If you did D0, the game would read it as something else, so just trust me on this. Now our heartbeat sensor, or whatever you were to have on your gun, heartbeat sensor is 7. Now, since it's a single value number, there's no need to convert this. Single digits are too small to be converted from numerical to hex, so we're just going to find 07 after our class and camo. There it is right there, like I said. Now I want to make it so this gun doesn't have a heartbeat sensor, because I think the M60 cannot have a heartbeat sensor and it'll glitch the class and it will not be usable. I want to put a red dot sight on it. I'm going to change that 07 to 01. And if you want to edit the proficiency on your class, because I know I do, you'll want to go in this weapon ID list down to proficiencies, and now because I have impact on, we'll find that value for impact, and we got to convert that to hex. Now in HXD, we're going to go to search, go to, since this is plain decimal, we want to put 132 in there and then change it to hex. Now 84 is what we will be looking for, and there is our proficiency right there. For our kill streaks, I know this is going to be a little confusing, and like earlier I said that only beforehand our weapon classes have our values we need to edit. The kill streaks are stored shortly after the real name of it. Now since I have Predator Missile on, Precision Airstrike, and Strafe Run, those are 3, 7, and 9, and there's our kill streak for our first class right there. So I'm going to change that to a, I'm not really sure if this will work, I'm just testing it. I want to change that to an MOAB. Now since an MOAB is 32 in hex, we're going to go to search, go to decimal, change that to 32, and then go to hex. Now 20. I want to change a Predator Missile to 20, and I want to change my Strafing Run to 20. Now you don't have to do it like I did, I'm just testing if the MOAB works. I'm not really even sure if it will work. Now, what's this 76 you might ask before the 3? Let's look that up actually. If you're confused on what a value means, let's go to search, go to hex, and we're going to reverse our order and change that to decimal. We're going to look up what 118 is in this list. Oh, it's our death streak. So I was right. Death streak next to our kill streak, so I am right. So I want to change the juiced death streak to revenge. So we're going to go to decimal 124, change that to hex, it's 7C. So there we go guys, we've modded the first class. I've showed you in well enough detail now on how to edit your class data, how to edit your proficiencies, your perks, your kill streaks, your name, and everything. So I'm hoping you can do your other classes as well. If you're still confused, rewind the video and watch on how to do it again. Now, there's one last thing we need to do before we can put this back on our Xbox, and that is to fix the checksum. Now these first 4 bytes here in hex, that is our checksum. Now right afterwards here to 00 and leading out, we want to take that and highlight it all the way down to this file. It should look like that. Highlight everything but these first 4 digits. Now we want to go to analysis, checksums. You want to select CRC32, and that because that's how MW3 works. Click OK. Now that is our new checksum. 778A C45B is my current one. If you do not fix this checksum, the game will show up as corrupted. It is very important that we do that. Now we're going to take our new one, 8518CAF0, and it shouldn't be longer than that. If it's longer than that, you chose the wrong checksum type. It has to be CRC32. Now we got our new checksum. Yours will be different because your file is different. Do not use mine because mine pertains to mine. Yours is going to be different than mine. But anyway, After you fix your checksum, we can save our CMR data. Now we're done editing it in HXD once you have your classes set up. Now what we want to do is go back to Horizon, go to the original CMR, drag that in again, go to Contents, in your CMR save, right click, Replace. Now do not replace it with the .bak file, that's a backup of the CMR that you edited. Now choose the new modded one, it should have a later time than the original back. So choose that, it should say file replaced successfully. Now save, rehash, and resign. Now what I recommend for this is I found it to be a little bit more accurate, I'm not sure, this might just be me, to delete everything pertaining to Modern Warfare 3 off of your USB. Now that everything's gone, because we injected the new data into the CMR save, we can just drag that into Horizon and it should transfer to the USB. So just wait for your USB to finish blinking, that way all the data is transferred and you can load it up from the console now. Alright, now that you're back on the console, you want to go to Private Match, go to Game Setup, My Modes, select the memory unit because that is your USB. Now if the game type doesn't show up, you inserted the wrong CMR or you did something wrong, this should just show up anyway. You can choose what map you want, and this is just a small proof of concept for you guys because health, believe it or not, is actually editable. We confirm that because it is an enum, it goes by base value, and you can put whatever you want in there. You can find the offset for that in hex, so same with game time and all that, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. This is proof of concept again. As you can see, my custom classes are kind of weird looking, so I hope you enjoyed. Thumbing up the video down below would be appreciated. If you want more, you can subscribe because this video was originally about 30 minutes long, but I watered it down to about a reasonable time for you guys because I know you don't want to sit around forever. So enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Until next time, guys, my name's been Leaf Bones.